Halo Tactics or whatever it was. Brother, put some fucking goddamn respect on Halo Wars' name. That was the game I had the most hours in on the Xbox. It wasn't even close. I was a COD kid, but I was a Halo Wars kid first and foremost. I played Halo Wars so fucking much. That game, I played an ungodly amount. The Scorpion Rush was my... I didn't know what fucking algorithms to do, but I knew how to rush scorpions. That's what I knew. Me and my friends, we all loved it. So every single day after school, every single day, for 2 hours, we would all hop on right after we got back and we'd all play Halo Wars. Like pretty much for like 4 years straight. That was like the game we played. It was awesome. I was general rank. That's how much hours, and I got it before they fucking did the XP change where they made it way easier. They basically like, initially when you started the game, it required something like 500 hours of gameplay to get the highest rank. It was actually ridiculous. So whenever you saw anyone with that rank, you were like, oh shit. But then after a couple of years, they changed it. And it was bullshit. They changed it so you got like, so the game was weird. You got rank, like there was no MMR. It was like you get points for every match and you got more points for winning. And on average, it would take like 250 to 500 hours to get it. It was pretty fucking long. And I fucking did that. And then I remember a couple of months after I got it, they changed it to make it way easier. And I was like, this is bullshit. I put all my fucking work in. And there was no voice chat against like your opponents. So occasionally when you'd can destroy someone or a game went on really long, because some games would go on like 2 hours, you start getting fucking angry Xbox messages from the other players. It was so peak. You would have the little boop pop up on the screen and then you'd open this message and they'd be like, go fuck yourself, or they'd send you a voice chat message. You fucking bitch, stop attacking my base, you fucking coward. I will fucking kill you, da 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 da. And you'd be like, this is awesome, let's all rush him. It was fucking sick. It was so peak. The gamertag origin, Danny G shit. Dude, people don't understand how it was so sick. We used to harass people and it was so fun. But I don't know, there was a vibe to it where it was kind of chill. I don't know how to explain it. We used to just be like absolutely horrible to each other, but it was all kind of chill. I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of sick. It sounds insane because now when I say it out loud, I'm like, wow, we sound horrible. But it was actually so awesome. it was fucking awesome. The only CMC was a terrorist. Hey, don't be doing my old gamer tag like that. You can't be saying my legal name. There was an understanding to it back then. People would take it way less personally. People did take it very personally though at the time, but generally speaking, it was chill. Like you could go from screaming at a guy to being chill with him in like 2 minutes. You'd be like, no, this guy's cool actually. Like I remember I went to my friend's house. We were playing COD Zombies all night on his Xbox. And I was talking to a guy who was like, I was like 16 at the time. I remember we were playing all night because we managed to play like one round of zombies with this guy from like Wigan, which I don't think there's anything good in Wigan. Sorry, Wigan. And he was like a 40-year-old man. I don't know what his job was. I think he worked like night shifts or something. I actually don't know. But he was just like, we were just chatting him all night. I'm like, that is so weird. I would not do that now. I would not just meet a random 40-year-old man. Also, I was like 16. I probably shouldn't have been doing that. But at the time, it was just chill. It was just kind of like, because back then gaming was like, you know, it was still a niche-ish thing and people who were doing it were really passionate about it still. And so it was kind of like if you met someone who was doing it, you know, and voice chat was still like a novel thing, you would just kind of hang out, you know, and you would just make friends with anyone. And obviously now, because gaming is so popular, you know, the mysticism of who you could be talking to is more so of one of kind of trepidation of who you might be talking to, as opposed to back then it was like, oh dude, sick, another person who likes video games and has spent their money on this kind of niche technology. And it was like, you know, you would just talk to anyone. Now, not so much. The tragedy of, I feel so sad for the current gen of gamers that they'll never get to experience that, man. It was so sick. It was so sick. It was Wild West. Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was so cool. You know, I'm sure something will replace it at some point. I thought it was so cool to talk to people from different countries. It was so fun. Yeah, I mean, especially being from like the countryside in Wales, it was awesome. Like I loved getting to speak to anyone. I was like, oh my God, you're from this country? That's so sick. Like, I remember I would just always ask questions. Be like, no fucking way. What the hell? Is it true that this Texans are huge? You're sad they'll never get the experience of talking to a middle-aged man while being a child? I'm sad that now they are robbed of the ability of having the innocence of being able to talk to literally anyone. And now if you talk to an older person, you automatically assume they're a pedophile. Because back then it was just like, dude, everyone was chill. You didn't think about that. That was like the least thing on your mind. My parents would be like, yeah, whatever, man. Go, you can talk to whoever. They would trust me to be able to handle myself. I don't know. It's different. Like, I don't think I would trust a 15-year-old, but I trusted me as a 15-year-old. Remember, chat, you will soon be the middle-aged guy. Yeah, right? Like if I was playing like Fortnite or something, you know, because you play these games sometimes, you hear these kids on voice chat. It's like, oh, I'm not a weird guy. Like, I'm not fucking weird. I just want to hang out with kids. Because you weren't aware of them. I'm certain I ended up, yeah, but I mean, like, anytime an older person was weird, I'd just be like, fuck off. Well, the fact then internet literacy is like non-existent, now it helps. Yeah, I mean, I think because now you just know that there are people like that, whereas back then you just never even conceived of that. You never assumed anyone was doing that. So it's very different. It's depressing.